Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to continue the level that we have made last week. I hope you enjoy and let's get started building. Let's go back to our level and let's begin building. So this is going to be a wave part, so we're going to put some slopes that you can die to. That's pretty much the structure of most wave parts, making some nice gameplay. We're going to go up and then down and back around. But really just want to have fun with it. Adding slopes, just designing where the gameplay would go, making it feel natural as possible. I mean, it's always good to have... The more natural it is, the more fun the gameplay is. That's typically how it is. If something's awkward, typically that's not the best gameplay. If something's awkward, even that you know. That's why it's always best to have playtesters do it, but unfortunately I don't have many of those. So now we're just making some gameplay, and I want to do a little, first of all, I want to make it a little more natural. I want to make sure the wave feels like it's going to play in a very good way with your fingers. That's the best way to make it natural. Just play it and see how it turns out. I also want to do a little teleportation gimmick where you just go down and then you go to another place, and typically it's something that's found typically in newer levels, and I enjoy it, so why not just add it? So now just marking out some more gameplay that I'm doing. Nothing too special until I do this little room over here. So I'm putting down this little room. It's a little more open, and this is where I'm going to add some D blocks just so that the wave can slide. And I'm going to add, in just a second, some spikes to lay out the next part. Right here, some half spikes. So I'm just trying to get an exit out of this part, getting these pillars in as fast as possible. And unfortunately, this is the only part like this in the wave part. I thought I was going to do more, but it just didn't work out in the rest of the level, as you will see. But the reason I wanted to do this was first because I thought it was a pretty fun gimmick. But you're probably like, how is the wave going to go through these little gaps? So I was having some problems with these slopes, so just bug fixing real quick. I'm going to put a spider orb here, and typically it's not found in wave parts that you see many orbs. Typically you'd see a blue orb if anything, but a spider orb does work, and it's very interesting on how it works. I did this in an older level that I've done, and it looks really weird when you play it. So I put 2 down, but quickly noticed that that is just not gonna work. So I opted to put down a spider pad so that you don't really have to make any inputs. Just quickly playtesting and putting a blue pad down just so the gameplay feels a little bit more natural. And you don't have to click out of it because upside down wave is my nemesis. And adding a little spammy part. I'm nerfing the gameplay a little bit because I want this to be fairly easy, even though it doesn't turn out to be crazy easy with me, honestly. I make something I can't beat, although I was able to beat this level. This is how the layout looks for this first part. And now we're going to do one more of this teleport gimmick. And make our second room that didn't turn out to be as good. So I'm making gameplay that won't last just because it's so spammy and really not great. I don't know, I was playtesting it and it was hard for the rest of the level. Like, it wasn't too hard, but it didn't fit with the rest of the level. So I was like, just no. I found a little bug here where if you're in preview mode and you go through a teleport portal that apparently changes speed, preview mode just doesn't last for some reason. So that was really interesting. Just playing with that bug to see what the hell is going on, but I don't know. Now we're changing it to the real gameplay. Finally, it took me long enough. So now I'm just adding a little bit of a spam corridor, getting some slopes out of it, making it like actual wave gameplay, making it look a little bit more natural and feel a little more natural. I've been saying that something should be a little more natural so much in this video, but it also is just such an important thing. Adding a little bit more gameplay, and a little bit more spammy parts, just to make it all come together. I will move that one little bit of slope in a second, and I just did, if you can see. I added some extra slopes to not make a secret way possible, and now I want to give a little attention to the Rob Top level class processing, because I'm going to take some inspiration from it. I'm really going to take an inspiration from how the black blocks and the other blocks kind of go in, since they have a little bit of a border. So going back to my level, first before I can even do that, I have to replace these layout blocks with actual like outlines. So I did that for the first part, looking for this slope because, you know, a little blind. But overall, it was pretty fast, actually faster than I expected it to go. And I only ended up doing the first part. Now, we're going to do the little blocks that are on the inside of this part. Just same as in blast processing to make it feel as I wanted it to. Adding these to all the blocks on the bottom part. I had a few ideas of what I wanted to put in it, and just to make it feel a little bit more coherent with the level, what I ended up putting in was just an older design from the level, the block design that was for the larger blocks. But right here, just adding some other outlines. Worked fine. Deleting everything I did because, you know, yay me. So I'm coming over here to get a little inspiration, and now realizing that this is the block palette I'm using. So I go down and I am going to place some blocks down, just remembering what they were, although they were just the regular blocks, so complex thought, everyone. They are just on color 1, and now it's time to add these blocks. So as I'm adding these blocks, I'm making sure I didn't miss any spaces, because then it wouldn't look very good, and making sure it all worked out. So now I'm adding these other blocks. I'm putting them on a new layer, just so that they're easier to select. And as I am doing these other blocks, I would like to ask you just a few things. First and foremost, subscribe. It helps me a lot. It's only a click of a button, and it's not terribly hard to do. So I'd love it if you guys could do that. Second thing, I'd love you guys to like this video. It helps me out a lot, although I might be asking for too much. Oh, and yes, it is glow time. Glow just makes everything better. One thing that looks pretty good, add a little bit of glow. In most cases, it's going to look a little bit better. Make sure it's all layered correctly and stuff. I had a few issues with that, but it looks very good right now. Just give you a stop and a good look at it. The last thing I'd love you guys to do is just comment, just so I know that you watched. the video and that you guys are enjoying. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the video and it could start a few conversations. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing but on the top part. So I'm adding the little outlines like the blast processing ones. Then putting the corner blocks in because we need some pretty good edges. Then I'm putting in the backing blocks just so everything looks a little bit more solid like I did on the bottom end in the last part of the video. And as soon as I add these in, I'm going to just do all of those rotating tiles like I did last time. While I was doing this, I also deleted the zoom that was going in here because I felt it was a little bit too much, and I think the zoom that we're currently in is just fine. Adding all of this. And now I'm just making sure there's every spot is filled. And then it's glow time. Time to put glow into the level. Again, glow makes everything look better most of the time. Sometimes a little too much glow can make things look a little bit worse, but for the most part, it looks better. And this is how it looks. Now I have this outside bit, which I decided to come up with an entirely new design for. I didn't want this to just be the same thing as the last part, because then there would be no video. I'm just copy and pasting the whole time. But also, I think a little bit of difference can make a part stand on its own. As much as I want to make the whole level coherent, I also want to make it feel like there is a little bit going on instead of just one color palette or one block palette. Many levels do this just to make their level feel a little bit more interesting. So first, I decided to put these colored blocks and put them on color number 7, which is black. And making a backing block of a nice darker orange, which feels a lot lighter if it's going past the black foreground. It's strange how that works. Looks like a darker object here, but when it's all together, it looks like a bright light coming through. So now just adding this to every part. First I wanted to just make sure that everything was on the right color, and obviously making this color is important as well. So I decided to put a little bit of an orange just so that we had a little bit of a hue shift. I think there was just too much red, it was too monochrome. So I was feeling, how about I just do a little bit more? So selecting all these blocks, copy and pasting them, doing everything we did before with the other blocks, but just for different type structures. And one more thing, I know you guys can turn notifications on whenever I post a new video, so I will be posting every Wednesday at about 5 o'clock. So if you guys want to see another video, just go for it. So now adding all of these blocks in, as simple as that, and we're almost done. Now I wanted to add a little bit of indication for when you could slide on blocks. It's very subtle, but I decided to put some dark pink glow, the same color that we used for some of the ground spike objects in the last part, just to make it feel a little bit more coherent, but also to give an indication so that you don't know what blocks you're not supposed to slide on. Now, if you're wondering what these D blocks do, it just makes sure that you can slide on the blocks. Normally, it would just kill you if you're the wave. I'm sure some of you guys already know this, but, clarifications for the people that don't play this game and just saw this in the recommended page. Comment that. If you don't play this game, I really think you should check it out. Little mini showcase. Ooh, sneak peek. We're getting fancy here. Calm it down, me. and then dying because yay me. So I decided to just keep the design for the portals, do the same, especially for the teleport portals. It's just nicer, and again keeps it more coherent, but also being different because there's no teleport portals, and now there is teleport portals. Keeping the orb deco the same, totally not because I'm too lazy to change it. No, it's because it's coherent. That's why. Come on. Also, there was only one orb, so there's no reason to get a whole different decoration. The last thing I'm going to do is just decorate these pillars. There's only 3 pillars, so there's no need to make a whole new design. So I just completely ripped off from before. A little bit of a struggle getting it, but, you know, it happens. So now just replacing these designs. I'm just deleting the other blocks because we already have outline blocks. I don't know why I even put them in there in the first place, but, you know, I guess it's a good guideline, right? And then just copy and pasting these parts down, and, well, I think we're on to the showcase. So, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are all amazing, as I said in the last video, because you guys have not changed. The level ID will be right here on the screen. Thank you guys. Goodbye.